A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the last movie in movie 13, hour 13, on this topic, formatting our research papers. So in this movie, we're going to learn how to format a table of contents. So as you can see, this is the cover page. So the cover page does not get into the table of contents, so we can ignore this page. So abstract gonna get into the table of content, and we know that the word abstract should be bold and centered. Time New Roman font 12, and it is considered as heading level 1. So in order to in order to prepare important materials for the table of content, we need to open up three features in the Microsoft Word. The first one is to activate the paragraph marker. Another one is to go to style. Okay, this style group. We can find style group under home tab. Yeah, we click on home tab and then we go to style and we open the dialog box by clicking on the down arrow here. So let's go to this. Now it's activated. Let us also activate another one, which is called navigation pane. So in order to activate the navigation pane, we're gonna click on View tab, and above the Show group, we can tick navigation pane in order to activate it. Now we have already activated what we need. So as you can see, abstract, we're gonna highlight abstract, and we go to heading 1 because abstract is heading 1. But do not click on heading 1. We need to format it first. In order to format it, we're gonna click on the arrow here, and we're gonna choose modify. Modify styles dialog box is now open here. So you can see here, this is heading 1 because we are working on heading 1, but the font is Calibri Body 11 is not correct, so we're gonna change it to Time New Roman 12, and it's supposed to be bold, and heading level 1 is in the center, and the color is black. So everything looks good already. So we're gonna click OK in order to set up heading level 1. So now heading level 1 is already set up. We can highlight abstract, and we can click on heading 1. This time we just click on heading 1. We do not click on the down arrow and modify because we have already set up. So ladies and gentlemen, we highlight it and we apply. So now it looks good already, abstract. So when we apply heading 1 to abstract, if you look at the navigation pane, you see the word abstract here. It's basically added to the table of content that we are going to create very soon. So we go to this page, supervisor research supervision statement. It's supposed to be heading level 1 also, so we can highlight it and we apply. How do we apply? We're gonna click on heading level 1. So candidate's statement is also heading level 1, so we can click on it in order to apply it. And acknowledgement, it's supposed to be also a table of contents. It's supposed to be bold centered also. abbreviations. It's supposed to be heading 1. List of tables, heading 1. List of figures, heading 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with all the front matters of a research paper. Front matters refer to um, important elements of a research study that comes before chapter 1 introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, since we have already applied heading 1 to all the elements, you can see all of them listed here, from abstract to the last one, list of figures. So now we can apply the headings to the body of the paper. Chapter 1 introduction is supposed to be heading 1, so we can apply heading 1. Chapter overview is supposed to be heading 1 also, because I think I conceptualize it that way. So background of the study is supposed to be heading level 2, so we can click on the arrow for heading 2, and then we choose modify. So heading level 2 is supposed to be Time New Roman also. So Time New Roman font 12 bold, but not centered. It's supposed to be left aligned, and the color is supposed to be black. So heading level 2. Let's click OK, and let's apply it. So we click on background of the study because it's supposed to be heading level 2. So we apply it. It's done. So we scroll down. Statement of the problem supposed to be heading level 2. Research purpose, heading level 2. Research question, heading level 2. Significance of the study, heading level 2. Definitions of key terms, also. Paper outline, also. So we are done with chapter 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so convenient. So we highly appreciate Microsoft for making life so easy for us. So many thanks for doing this for us. So you can see this is chapter 1 introduction, and double check in case we miss something. We have chapter overview, background of the study, statement of the problem, research purpose, research questions, significance of the study, definition of key terms, and paper outline. These are all important components of chapter 1 introduction. Let's move on to preparing important materials for our final table of content again. So chapter 2, review of related literature, supposed to be heading 1. Chapter overview, heading 1. Concepts of extensive reading, it's supposed to be heading, let's say it's heading 2. So definition of reading, definition of extensive reading, and reading development during childhood. You still remember from the previous movie, we conceptualize them as the elements that come under concepts of extensive reading. Since concepts of extensive reading is heading level 2, so all of them, the 3 of them, gonna be heading level 3. Let's set up heading level 3. So we go to this one, and then we open up modify, and we know that it Time New Roman, that's correct, font 12. It must be bold and also italicized and left aligned. So everything looks right. Now we can go ahead with clicking OK. So now we can apply heading level 3. Heading level 3. Heading level 3. Extensive reading versus intensive reading is heading level 2. Key factors influence influencing extensive reading, supposed to be heading level 2. Home, school, peer, significant others, we can highlight 4 of them and we can apply heading level 3. Current study on extensive reading is conceptualized as heading level 2. And extensive reading and academic success, extensive reading and life success, and extensive reading practiced by avid book readers are conceptualized as heading level 3. So we can apply heading level 3. Conceptual framework is supposed to be heading level 2. So let's double check, ladies and gentlemen, in chapter 2. Chapter 2, review of related literature. We have chapter overview. So concepts of extensive reading. We have definition of reading, definition of ER, reading development during childhood, extensive reading versus intensive reading, key factors influencing extensive reading, homeschool, peer, significant other, current study on extensive reading and academic success, extensive reading and life success, extensive reading practiced by avid book reader, and conceptual framework. So no important elements are missing. So we can go on to chapter 3. We can apply heading level 1, chapter overview, heading 1, research design, research site, participant sampling, research instruments, questionnaire, research design up to, research design up to research instrument, So highlights 4 of them, and we can apply heading level 2 because they are heading level 2. Questionnaire and observation form are heading level 3. And we also have teacher observation form and classroom observation form. It's supposed to be heading level 4. So we're gonna set up heading level 4 again, ladies and gentlemen. Go to styles dialog box, and we open up modify. So it's supposed to be Time New Roman, font 12, bold. It's not centered, but it's supposed to be indented half an inch. So here, let's see. Let's see whether it's half an inch or not. This is, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you can see here, this is left half an inch. Let's click OK, and let's apply heading level 4. This is correct. Another one. This is correct. So now, how about this one? Data collection. It's heading 2. Data analysis. Heading 2. Ethical considerations. Heading 2. So we are done with chapter 3. Let's double check the elements that appear in the navigation pane. So chapter 3, research methodology. Chapter overview, we have research design, research site, participants and sampling, research instrument, questionnaire, observation forms. Everything look good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to paragraph. Let's go to chapter 4. We apply heading 1. Heading 1, demographics of the respondent, it's supposed to be heading 2. Perceptions of extensive reading is supposed to be heading 2. Materials for extensive reading, heading 2. Intensity of extensive reading, heading 2. Best time for extensive reading, heading 2. And we are ready to move to chapter 5, heading 1. Chapter overview, heading 1. Discussion of research question 1, heading 2. Discussion of research question 2, heading 2. Discussion of research question 3, heading 2. Discussion of research question 4, heading 2. And chapter summary, heading 2. And we go to chapter 6, heading 1. Heading 1. Conclusion, heading 2. Limitations of the study, heading 2. Suggestions for further studies, heading 2. Chapter summary, heading 2. References supposed to be heading 1. Appendix A, heading 1. Appendix B, heading 1. Appendix C, one sample transcript, heading 1. So everything look good already. So now it's time for us to close the navigation pane. So we close it by clicking on the close, the X symbol. We also close the style dialog box by clicking on the X, letter X. So in order to insert the content page, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the page that we want the content to go to. So here, table content, I put the cursor here. So now, in order to create a content page, we go to reference. Okay, we click on references here, and we go to table of content. We can click on the down arrow. You can see here there are so many styles, the first one, the second one, the third one, but we don't choose the first, second, and third. We're gonna choose insert table of content because we want some flexibility in the way we format the table of content. So we click on this. So you can see this is the format. This is the format. So print preview. So everything look good to go. We can click on OK. So right now you can see everything that we have prepared is here. And everything is in double space. I want to remove the paragraph marker, so it looks so beautiful. For example, abstract, page 1, supervisor research supervision statement, page 2, candidate statement, page 3. Everything is in double space, and it runs more than a page. Here, it's clear that it covers up to 4 pages. So I want to make it 1.5 lines rather than double space. How do we do that? We're gonna manually customize the format again. We can do that. We put the cursor here, and we can just highlight. So we highlight. So now we want to highlight everything. So everything, ladies and gentlemen, everything is highlighted right now. Okay, I think I have already highlighted everything. So go to home and go to paragraph and select 1.5 line. Let's see what happened. Let's see, it's 1.5. Yes, it should be 1.5. So it's 1.5. It's 1.5. This is 1.5. This is not 1.5. We have to select it, this part. I think this part Here, ladies and gentlemen, I use the arrow and go to 1.5. So everything is now in 1.5. So let's double check. So table of content is bold centered, abstract, supervisor receipt supervision statement, candidate statement, acknowledgement, tables, content, abbreviations, list of tables, list of figures. Chapter 1, introduction, we have chapter overview, background of the study, statement of the problem, receipt purpose, receipt questions, significance of the study, definitions of key term, paper outline, and with the correct page number. Chapter 2, review of related literature. Chapter overview, concepts of extensive reading, definition of reading, definition of extensive reading, reading development during childhood. This is correct because this is heading level 1, heading level 1, heading level 2, heading level 3, heading level 3, heading level 3, a little bit indented. So heading level 3 is indented a little bit. So it's easy to read. So let's check one more chapter, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to chapter 2, review of related literature, and chapter overview. Correct. Heading level 1. Heading level 2, concepts of extensive reading. I think it's the same. I'm sorry. Let's go to chapter 3, research methodology. Chapter overview. Heading level 1, research design. Research size, participant sampling, research instrument, heading level 2, questionnaire and observation form, heading level 3, teacher observation form and classroom observation form, heading level 4 is are here. Okay, they are here, correct. Data collection, data analysis, ethical considerations, heading level 2. So you go to chapter 4, results, chapter overview, heading level 1, and there are only two levels of heading 1 and 2: demographic of the respondent, perceptions of extensive reading, materials for extensive reading, intensity of extensive reading, and best time for extensive reading. All are heading level 2, and they come in the correct format. Chapter 5, discussion of the results. Chapter overview, heading level 1, discussion of research question 1, research question 2, research question 3, research question 4, chapter summary, all are correct. As you go to references, heading level 1, appendix A, appendix B, appendix C, also heading level 1, and everything looks so beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's so beautiful. So I encourage everyone to take time a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, in order to practice creating your own table of contents. I had so much fun doing all of this. So practice is so fun activity to pursue.